All right, so here's my question. Let's say we took away parties for a second, and someone just had an ideology, and someone disagreed with that ideology, and then they decided to kill them. Would that be wrong?
Yeah, I don't think anybody should ever kill somebody for their ideology, generally speaking.
Yeah. So if I started mocking that person, would that be wrong? Don't you think
Mocking
that's
which
enabling?
person?
With the person that got killed or him or this? I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
you
it
don't
would
think that's
depend on
enabling?
it would depend on the circumstances that led to their demise.
Exactly what happened in the Trump situation, where someone tried to kill a political leader or whatever, and instead they killed a random innocent person.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you saying him or whatever, it's not based on actually a real moral framework. It's just
It's based
based
on him
on
being
your
at the
feelings.
rally and providing tons of support for a person who is creating the circumstances that are leading to exactly this type of rhetoric. No?
But what I don't understand is you can have a disagreement with the fundamental ideology,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't condemn the death of political
I mean, I don't
not
think you should do it. I
assassination,
mean,
but
I
violence.
think I'd like maybe possibly broadly condemn it, but I wouldn't do it in an environment where conservatives aren't willing to condemn the violence on their side. I'm not interested in throwing my own political side under the bus when conservatives won't play by the same rules. That's a self-defeating
But
strategy.
that's what I mean. You're saying it's throwing your side under the bus when in reality it's just having a consistent set of beliefs.
It's not having a
You're literally
consistent set. No, no, the set of beliefs are consistent. That in a given environment where people are operating responsibly, everybody should like try to turn down the rhetoric as much as possible. Everybody should take responsibility when they fuck up 100%. But if you're operating in an environment where there's a leech involved, where there's somebody else who's looking to capitalize off of your good faith or your goodwill, you don't extend that courtesy to them. Of course not. You'll just be destroyed, definitionally.
I see. So it is based on the actions of others. So, but you're saying it is based on the actions of others.
Yeah, just like you did when you talked about self-defense. Of course, everything that you do in life is there's no such thing as like morality in a vacuum. What do you mean? Everything to some extent is based on the environment that you exist in and the people around you and how they act. Yeah.
I don't buy that because it's a separate event. Like, once again, you're
I don't
saying
know. Wait,
all of
why do you
this
keep saying it's a separate event? Why does it? What does that have to do with anything?
because you're piling all of these conservatives into one group, right? It could have been anyone. You said it didn't have to be this guy who loved Putin. It could have just been some random conservative. It could have
Yeah,
been a
anybody
child.
that's at a rally supporting a candidate that I think is engaged in some of the most divisive rhetoric in the history, at least in the recent history since I've been alive in this country. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say I think it's a terrible thing to do because you're enabling behavior. But you don't think you're enabling it? You really don't?
I think the behavior is already enabled. The assassination attempt happened before I said anything.
No, but enabling further behavior. You really don't think you're doing that when you say, "Oh, Kim," you don't think you're
Not as much as they're, not even close to as much as they are. No, I think they're enabling way more behavior.
okay?
The idea, the goal is hopefully at some point, and maybe it won't, maybe we all just like sit on each other, but hopefully at some point, maybe people take a step back and they go, okay, well, I really don't like this and this doesn't feel good. Maybe we actually shouldn't be, on people and cheering on when people die. But if their side's going to do it, then it. Why would you take all the huge political sacrifices and hold yourselves to a standard that in and of itself doesn't really help at all and allows you to be completely and utterly destroyed by the other side? It doesn't work that way. Like you'll just be annihilated. There's no virtue in that.
It just sounds silly to me because once again, you can't condemn something even though you think it's wrong because the other side is doing the same thing. I mean, you're saying it's a political sacrifice when in reality, it's just you being too stubborn to just acknowledge what you think is wrong because the other side is doing it, so I might as well do it. What sacrifice is there?
If you let's say I already told you the sacrifice. You already agreed it. Your side looks politically weaker, and you give the other side way more impunity for also terrible action in the future, right? There needs to be a general unacceptance of these actions. And it's incredibly ironic that conservatives, who historically have always been the party of, of blaming women when they get when they're in places they're not supposed to be, the party of around and find out, the party of facts over feelings, that these are the people that are all of a sudden saying, okay, well, hold on, wait a second. You can't say these bad things. It's not fair to hold somebody responsible if they weren't, if they weren't actually killing somebody or whatever. Like, no, that's bullshit. There should be people... There should be a set of social guidelines for how you ought to act in society. And part of those guidelines should be that you can't openly advocate for like crazy anti-democratic, authoritarian, or violent, types of rhetoric. That shouldn't be acceptable. And if people are going to engage in it, then there should be pushback against it. But you can't operate in a way where you're like, oh yeah, like we're going to apologize for everything and we feel so bad for everything and we feel horrible for every single action while the other side continues to never take responsibility for a single thing and they make fun of all your people that die. No, that's crazy.
You don't need to apologize. You don't need to. You can simply say you condemn it.
No, that's no. Why don't they condemn it? Why would I condemn? Why would I condemn a Republican shooter when they tell me that the shooter happened because of us? I'm not gonna sit there and condemn that. Well, then you. No, but that's wild. That's crazy.
You can condemn the shooter without agreeing with the conservative.
No, you're wrong. That's exactly what you're doing. No, you are supporting them. That's what's happening.
Okay, how?
What?
Tell me how. Because how?
Because
It's
conservatives are coming out and they're saying, this is the Democrats. This is your fault. You guys have turned the rhetoric up, okay? It's all your fault that you guys have done this. This is horrible. You called him a Nazi for so long. It's your fault. And then the Democrats go, oh, all right, we're really sorry for calling him a Nazi and for turning up the temperature in this country. We're really sorry for...
Why exaggerating? You don't need to do that.
Hold on. What did I just say that was an exaggeration?
You don't need to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that this guy from our party had to kill this guy," and then
I didn't say you had to say. No, don't. I'm just saying, like, yeah, they're
just
asking.
Said that.
They're asking. I didn't say it from our party. They're saying that the Democrats need to apologize for calling Trump Hitler so much, for calling him a Nazi so much, for turning up the rhetoric.
Okay. Yeah, you don't even need to say that. You can say that's an individual thing. All you have to say is that you don't agree. You don't need to say, "Oh, him," and enable the behavior. If you say, "Oh, who cares if it's a conservative," you don't think people will go around and say, "Well, since it's a conservative, maybe I should go on a small hunting spree, and it won't be as bad compared if I killed a liberal or whatever." Like you can't say what's it called? You can't say that. Well, I think this is bad, but because the other side is doing it, maybe I should do it too.
Your brain is rotted on this weird idea, this total lack of foundation and understanding how anybody can operate in an environment and survive. You're on this weird, like, cucked reciprocation thing where you probably don't even agree that the other side is doing anything bad. If somebody challenged you to a fight, you've got to fight, an MMA fight, okay? And then you find out one day before that person is actually planning on bringing 2 knives into the ring. Are you going to go fight with honor with your fists, or are you going to bring knives as well?
Okay, can you please tell me how this analogy links to...
No, I want you to answer the question. The rules are you're supposed to fight with your fists, and you find out that this guy's going to bring knives. Do you show up and fight with honor and integrity and fight with your fists, or do you bring knives as well?
Well, I would obviously bring a knife because my life is at stake.
Okay, if you bring a knife, are you as bad as the other guy?
No.
Why not?
But once again...
Wait, no, just answer. Before you try to say it doesn't relate, why aren't you as bad as the other guy? You brought a knife just like him. Aren't you letting his behavior... You're being reactionary, aren't you? You're letting his behavior dictate...
in self-defense. What you did wasn't in self-defense. That's what you're not understanding. Your situation is completely separate. It's definitely not self-defense. When you do it in a separate event, and I'm going to keep on saying the separate event, where no one's attacking you, and then you bring the knife against an innocent conservative, you think that's fair? But other conservatives bring knives against liberal.
The issue, the issue isn't like, you think that like political rhetoric is just like words. You just think it's just like you just like say things and they don't mean anything when the conservatives say it. But like if a Democrat says it, all of a sudden it's like the worst thing in the world.
I don't like Trump. I don't like.
Okay. Do you think that do you think that what I said was more extreme than what say Donald Trump says?
It was much more tame.
Okay, so if my rhetoric isn't even matching the level on the conservative side, then what the fuck?
But it's still beyond the level that you still claimed was unacceptable, and yet you're still participating in it.
When I say it's unacceptable, what I mean is that the level of discourse should not be at this level. Not that it's unacceptable for every single individual actor to function in that way. So, for instance, I would say it's unacceptable to shoot somebody or to stab somebody, but if somebody has a knife and they're going to stab you, then I mean, they've set the rules.
Who is stabbing you here?
The Republicans are with their unhinged rhetoric, with their refusal to take responsibility for a single horrible event that's happened on their watch.
Oh my God, Destiny. When you made those claims that you don't give a fuck and who cares, not okay, but statement that you don't give a fuck if he dies, if he's a conservative, please tell me how that's someone bringing a knife towards you. Because it's not. Other people, this is, what you're saying is wrong, okay? Because if someone brings a knife to a fist fight, that's wrong. And if someone brings a knife in self-defense, that's completely fine. What you're doing is you're saying, this guy, his side sometimes brings a knife here, so I'm going to go against this completely innocent conservative, and I'm also going to bring a knife to the fist fight. What you're doing is just adding fuel to the flames. You're not actually providing...
Do you think that if you're part of a political movement and you go to rallies and you support it, do you think you have some shared responsibility there for what that movement produces?
Yes.
Okay, then... I don't understand. I don't even know where our disagreement is. I think you're just like really mad about...
I'm not mad.
Making fun of dead people, I guess? I don't know. Okay.
It's just that you're agreeing that you're part of the movement that's providing fuel to the flames. Then when you say him or whatever, you're asking for someone to apologize for their rhetoric, and then using the same rhetoric.
But it's not the same.
Saying,
it's in response to theirs. Wait, why do you keep?
Position.
Okay, I've got it. Okay, hold on.
Wait,
listen,
so
no, wait, okay, because I'm about to drag you out, because I don't know why you keep saying it's the same. Something in response to another thing is not the same. You've already acknowledged like 50 times. I don't know why you keep repeating like the same point over and over again. It's the same. It's not. It's in response. Temperature's already turned up. Okay, Jesus. All right. Shouldn't have used a knife analogy for a Britbonger. That's just normal to them. True. And based. I swear I'm not being bad faith, but do you see condemning the shooter the same as apologizing for your side? Yes. When the other side is treating it that way. Correct. Yes. Absolutely. It absolutely is. And if you want to pretend that it's not, you're either delusional, you don't understand where people's intuitions lie, or you're just lying. When you've got 4 people in a room and 2 of them are saying, we condemn, this person because of his shooting. And the other 2 are saying, like, that guy, he was your fault, by the way. He was your fault. And then you're just like, well, we condemn him. Yeah, because he was your fault. Okay, yeah, I mean, we condemn him. No. Cringe.